Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Unfiltered Artist Podcast. I'm your host, Julie Ruby, and today I have a very special guest on the podcast, Miss Haley Allen.
Hello. Hi, beauties.
She is an extremely talented makeup artist and esthetician, and I am so excited to hear about everything in your life, what's been going on, your journey. I just love to deep dive into all of my guests' past and how they got to where they are. It's just really interesting to hear about that. So if you wouldn't mind first sharing with us about how your journey got started.
Yeah, perfect. So I've always loved makeup since I was little, and I actually thought when I was younger that I wanted to do hair when I grew up. I'm like, oh, I think I want to be a stylist. But then when it came down to signing up for beauty school, I was like, if I messed someone's hair up, I would feel so bad because I feel like I feel everyone's feelings, you know? Yeah. And I knew I loved makeup. I'm like, okay, I'm going to sign up for aesthetics school. Mm-hmm. So I graduated in 2010 from high school. And so I went to Rudays in 2011 mm-hmm. And did the full-time program for aesthetics and really loved it. Like, I just am like, okay, this is what I want to do. And
okay,
the facials, I love doing the massages. I mean, I liked facials more because mm-hmm. it's like less on your body. But I knew like I loved making clients like feel good and leave like feeling renewed and refreshed. Even like with makeup, like they're going to leave and feel like really good about themselves.
Yes, so that's the best.
I really love that. And so I graduated from beauty school in 2011, mm-hmm. but I feel like skincare wasn't as big as it is now.
It definitely was not.
Back then.
Yeah, and I feel like estheticians, even with the last decade, are so booming right now.
Yes, it's been all mm-hmm. about skincare and like mm-hmm. what's healthy for your skin.
Yeah, self-care.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
I love that. So at that time, I was like, okay, I tried to get in at a salon in Warsaw where I live, and I did, but it wasn't going to work out because they weren't as busy for facials and everything. So I'm like, okay, I need to get a job and like pay my school loan. You know, I'm like 20 years old at this point. Like, okay, I need to figure my life out. Yeah. So I got a job in Warsaw at an orthopedic company. Mm-hmm. It's Zimmer Biomet now, but it was just Biomet at the time. Mm-hmm. And like in Warsaw, that's like a big job to have, like, because mm-hmm. you can make really good money. Like, it's either like office or factory work. So mm-hmm. I was in the factory part, but 6 months in, they offered me full time. So I'm like, mm-hmm. this is going to help me, you know, with my future.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I got full time, and then, you know, like 5 years went by, and I'm like, I know I don't want to do this my whole life. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to be, nothing against it, but it's like, I don't want to be 70 years old and doing this when I feel like I can do better for myself. Like,
yeah, for sure.
My dream and like what I want to do. Mm-hmm. So at this time, now it was like 2018, and I was so nervous to start my Facebook and Instagram page. Like, if you go on my Instagram to like some of my very first posts, like, you gotta scroll, but the makeup does not look good. I will admit it. But I was just starting out.
But that's the best though, because now you can compare to where you are now, and yes. You're like, dang, I really did that.
Yes. So I did not want to start like that because I was afraid of what people would think. Like,
of course, yeah.
Oh, she's not good enough, or she sucks. Like,
yeah,
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then like deep down, and like, I just want to try it. And my friends and my sister, she's like a big supporter of me. And she's like, no, you need to. Like, why not do what you want to do? So like the end of 2018, I started the Facebook and Instagram page. Mm-hmm. And I have to say this because it's so funny, but I was not comfortable like posting stories, you know, like, and
you do it all the time.
Yeah, now I do it all the time. It's like, if I don't every day, I'm like, oh, I should get on there and like talk to everyone.
Oh yeah, I haven't talked to the people today.
But I would like, because I didn't know what to talk about, so I would get on there and I would just be like, hey beauties, like, some people were asking about this product, so I wanted to tell you what I thought of it. Yeah. And then I would like post it, and my sister would call me or like come in my room and be like, who wanted to know about the products? I'm like, nobody. I just wanted something to talk about. Like, I would just make up like that people wanted to know because I didn't know what to talk about.
Yeah,
but
right,
it's just,
right.
I just laugh about it now.
You just got to call me out like that.
I know, like, that's sisterly love, I guess. But now I'm more comfortable because it's just like easy. But at first it's like intimidating, like, oh, how do I look? But now I'm like, I don't care how I
who
look.
cares? Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But so I started doing my Facebook and Instagram and started booking a few weddings, you know, and like for family photos, and so that was really cool and like exciting. And then but I at this point I was just doing makeup out of my bedroom. So I would like make sure my bedroom looked really cute, and like I'm like, oh gosh, and you know, like make sure my bed's made when I have clients. And my room is in the basement, so but I have a separate entrance, so I made that really
more
cute
private,
and you know, like very nice. But so I started doing that, and I just continued to grow and like get more people following. And like also I would sometimes do makeup just for free for people, just to like get experience and practice. So I just kept growing, and I'm thankful that I did that, because I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I wouldn't have taken that chance, even though I was scared and like was scared about people thought. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's what you want to do in life. So I feel like I've matured a lot since then, and I'm more confident, which is cool to see, like from just 2018, like 7 years ago. But I just I'm really proud of myself that I started that and went for it. So
yes. Oh my gosh. Well, that's so amazing. Haley is thriving, guys.
Thank you.
She is like out here killing it. She is killing the game.
Thank you so much. I'm trying. Like
you are. Every single time I always see you, and I personally love seeing your Instagram stories.
Oh, thank you.
I personally think it's weird whenever you don't post stories every single day now too, because I'm so used to being like, okay, hey beauties, I got everything set up. I love how you say hey beauties. It's just like a little catchphrase.
Yes. You're like, where is she? What's going on?
I know. Like if you didn't introduce your stories like that'd be like, are you sick? Like what's going on?
Yeah, where are you? What's going on? Are you on vacation? What? Oh, that's so sweet of you.
No, but I love, and you're so positive whenever you post too. Like I love the positivity, and I think that that's why people gravitate toward your page too. And also you as a makeup artist and an esthetician, they want somebody with a positive light to shine. We have so much negativity in this world, and it's just so hard sometimes. And I know obviously as makeup artists and people in the beauty industry, we're constantly comparing ourselves to other people. And so it's just nice to have somebody like you that's so positive and uplifting and really tries to create such a positive space.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It's like, I agree. People can be so mean, and it's just like, I want to be positive, and I support other artists too. Like
which I love.
I'm not gonna like be like, I'm the greatest, and like, no, like I'm always even other artists in Warsaw, like I'm always recommending them, and I just love that. Like I don't ever want to I'm not gonna be like a competitor to you. Like like if another artist feels that way, like I'm not gonna feel that way. I'm gonna like root for you and like want the best for you and recommend you. So that's just my nature, I guess. But I'm just I just want to be nice and support everyone.
You're like literally the ultimate girl's girl. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
You're like, I got you. You're fine. You're killing it.
Yes.
I'm all here.
Yes.
Well, I'm here for it too, and everybody else is too. But I did want to backtrack really quickly. So when you were starting with your journey, how did you know that you wanted to get into makeup? Like was it like in high school or something that you just kind of got into that, or how did that work for you?
It was actually when I was in middle school.
Oh, okay. So we're going back further.
I actually remember it was like my English class, and we had to like write a paper on what we wanted to be when we like were an adult. And I put at the time a hairstylist and makeup artist because I thought I wanted to do hair.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember presenting. I think I was in 8th grade. So, but we had to present in front of the class, and I literally did a makeup demo on my friend in front of the whole class. Really? And she looked so good. And I remember that to this day. And everyone thought she looked so pretty. And I mean, if there was a video of that, I would love to see it because I probably like missed all the steps, you know, because I've learned so much since then. Like I probably like did everything wrong.
The things that we did as beginner artists, that was so terrible.
I'm just
like so embarrassing. I'm like, how did anybody hire me?
It would probably be so cringe to see, but I would love to see that because I just remember being so confident in doing her makeup, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, she looks so pretty. And so that was when I knew like I'm very interested in that. And like I loved making her feel good, my friend. And like your day is so much better like when someone does your makeup. And it's just like, it's more than makeup, honestly. I feel like so a lot of times I get clients for the first time, and this is probably one of my favorite things, but it's almost like a therapy session. And
yes, I love that too.
Like I just feel like I've known them my whole life, you know? So it's more than, and I'm sure other artists feel the same way. Like even like hairstylists too, like you just connect with people. And that's probably my favorite thing about is like making that connection and bond, but then you make them feel good too.
Yes.
So I would say, when I was in middle school, that's when I kind of knew, I'm like, oh, I like this. And I would do some makeup here and there, like for prom, or I remember when I was in beauty school, I did my friend's, it was going to be like her sister-in-law, her wedding makeup. So that was like
fun. Was that your first one then?
Yeah. Like 2011.
Were you nervous?
Oh yeah. We did do a trial before, but I was so nervous because I'm like, oh my gosh, like this has to last all day. Like
there's a lot of pressure when you do weddings.
The products are even better like now than like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was nerve-wracking, but she still looked good. I should like try to find a photo and like rate myself. I probably will be like, Haley, what were you doing? But that was like my like very first one when I was like in beauty school and doing all that. So
so fun.
Yeah.
Did you just do her makeup, or were you doing her bridal party too?
I just did her makeup.
Okay, see, that's good.
Yeah,
I know that I talk to a lot of makeup artists that are just beginning just because of my YouTube channel. And there's some makeup artists on there that are saying that they are doing a wedding for the first time and they have 8 people to do or something. And I'm like, I can't imagine the stress going on in that.
Yeah, like I would be so nervous going into that for the first time.
It's like just start off with 1 or 2 people. I had like 2 people for my first wedding.
Yeah, because you don't know your time management yet. Because that takes a while to get down and like get your groove. So yeah, that would be very nerve-wracking. I feel like
I'm like, good luck. So I'm glad that you had a good experience with just the bride too.
Yes. And I felt like I took my time, and I mean, everyone else was feeling rushed. I remember that.
That's how it always is.
Yeah. And then I like threw my makeup on. So it was good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Back to what you said earlier, though. I mean, I love the fact that it is like a dual therapy session.
And like your client trusts you for that hour or however long your session is.
Yeah.
And I always like, you know, I get clients, I can tell like if they just want to relax the whole time or if they want to talk the whole time. I don't mind. Like, but you know, if they start talking, then it's fun too. But I understand like if they just want to relax, like maybe that's the only time in their day that they have time to themselves. So but either way, it's like I feel like it's special too, and they trust you and they're like fully relaxed, and it's just it feels like powerful that we can do that for someone. So
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, now that I've been in school and doing aesthetic services and facials, it's just really nice when you do have somebody coming in that maybe they have, 6 kids running around and a husband and like 2 dogs, and this is the only calm part of their day, and they just go to you for that hour of relaxation.
That's special too.
It is really special.
It's very special.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to give that to somebody too.
I agree.
Yeah. So, I kind of wanted to start talking about your transition from your basement studio.
Yes. Bedroom studio.
The bedroom studio to your little she shed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Haley has this amazing little she shed, and I actually have done a couple of services with her before, so I have experienced it firsthand. And I gotta say that is one of the things that you are killing it on with marketing.
Thank you.
I feel like marketing's so hard to get right, and I'm still going back and forth with things too. But you are probably the best marketer that I know.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this today, and that's my like outlook. I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Like, so I never was like, I wasn't like that, like say 5 years ago. I'd be like so like timid or like, oh, I don't know. But now I'm like, nope, I'm going for it because life's too short and I should live how I want to live. So that's like my mindset. But
I love it. You're just like such a positive light. Like I'm getting so encouraged by just talking to you.
Oh, thank you. Like you can do it. I know you guys can.
There you go.
So when I transitioned, I was getting like busier. Like, so I remember one weekend I had like a bridal party come, to my bedroom, my studio bedroom.
So you would take like full bridal parties?
Sometimes, like if they didn't want me to come there,
okay,
I would offer for them to come and like hang out in my basement while I did makeup. And I would.
Was that a weird conversation? Or
I mean, I was just like, hey, like, I have the whole basement. I'm like, I can set up like coffee and donuts and like juice and.
Was there quite a bit of space in there? Okay, that's good. That's good.
Like they could hang out in the living room or the kitchen downstairs. And
so it was like a full. Okay, gotcha.
And then,
that works.
Like while I was switching to do clients or like each bridesmaid. So I remember one weekend, it was like a Friday night. I had like a makeup session for a photo shoot. Then Saturday I had a bridal party come. And then Sunday I had like 3 girls come at separate times for like senior photos.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And I'm like, wow, that was like a busy weekend.
A lot, yeah.
And I remember my dad saying, because I live at my dad's house, so like in his basement, and he's like, you had a lot of traffic this weekend. Like you're getting busier.
A lot of foot traffic.
Yeah. I'm like, I know. And then the idea was already planted in my head, like from Pinterest, like,
oh, okay.
Like that I saw a couple things on there about a she shed and turning it into my like dream makeup studio. And I had been thinking about it, saved a board on Pinterest of like all the things.
Haley's vision boards are everything.
They really help, honestly. Like, so I'm like, I will like advocate that like so much. Like you need to create a vision board, even digitally or like
mine
physically.
are digital, and I save it as my laptop like screensaver. Yeah,
I love that. So I confronted my dad about that because I was like, I'm getting busier, and this was probably like 2019, like the fall of 2019. So I'd been doing it for a year, which now that I look back, like that's pretty good that I was getting busier. But I didn't really realize it at the time.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, okay, I want to step it up to be a little bit more professional. But at the time I did not want to booth rent anywhere.
Right.
Probably in Fort Wayne, it's expensive, but in Warsaw, it's kind of expensive too. And I was like, I just don't really want to like do that for myself when I'm trying to like do all these other things,
Right. Yeah.
So I asked my dad, I'm like, hey, can I buy a she shed and put it on the property, but turn it into my makeup studio? And he's so funny. And he's like, well, I don't care. He's like, but isn't that kind of hillbilly to do and have people come in a shed? Dad, it's not going to be like grungy or creepy. Like I have a vision.
Come into my shed.
Yeah. Like it's not going to be like gross or anything. And he's like, well, he's like, yeah, let's look into it, you know?
Okay, yeah.
So, I kind of like put that aside and was doing more research, but then, 2020 came and like obviously COVID. So I didn't like pursue it like in the spring or summer because I'm like, what if I don't even have a full-time job after like COVID? You know what I mean?
That is so scary. Yeah.
So I didn't like pursue anything, but then like I was safe, you know, my job, I didn't like lose my job or anything. And so I started looking in the fall of 2020 at sheds. There's like a few places in Napanee that make them, but in Warsaw too, where I got mine, you could go and look at them, but then you could also customize the color and like the roofing color.
Oh, okay. Nice.
My dad went with me because he does housing stuff, so he knew what to look for, and he's like, I think this size would be good. So my shed that I was thinking about is a 12 by 30 size, which is good, and it has a little porch on it, and I'm like,
it's so cute.
I think this is the one that I want, you know. So I got like finance to get it and everything, and I customized it. I knew I wanted like black and white. I just felt like that would be classy.
Yeah.
But it came, I ordered that in the fall of 2020, like probably September-ish.
Okay. So you didn't actually start doing any of the construction until like 2021 then?
I got it delivered like December 2020.
Okay.
And started doing some things. And when you buy a shed, like the inside isn't finished at all. It's just like the studs, the wood studs.
Right.
So my dad, I'm so thankful because he like flips houses and stuff. So I didn't have to pay for a contractor.
Yeah, you had like the perfect person to help you with that.
I had to buy him a lot of dinners, but
hey, if that's all, I mean, you saved yourself a lot of labor there.
I did. Yeah. And I would buy the supplies, you know. So it got delivered December 2020, and then we worked on it for about 6 months because my dad was working on a house at the time too. So
yeah,
we had to coordinate from me working full time and then my dad working to like go in the evenings or weekends. And at the time I was still doing makeup out of my basement. So it was, I did cry at one point because I'm like, is this ever going to get done? Like I had a moment where I was like stressed and crying, like it's never going to get done. Like I'm never going to get this, like, but it does, you know, you just have to like
persevere through it,
showing up every day and doing it. So, I got to decorate it the way I wanted it and everything. And I opened my studio, She Shed Studio, of July 2021. And I had like a grand opening and all my friends and like work friends came, and honestly it turned out better than my Pinterest board that I had created.
Oh, amazing.
Because I was like, I knew how I wanted it to look and like the vibe, but it honestly turned out better than I could have imagined.
Yeah.
And I remember my first client I had in there, it was a bridal trial, and she's so sweet, but she like gave me the biggest compliment of my studio. She told me that it reminded her of the Cake Bake Shop in Carmel. Like,
oh my gosh, so cute.
And like, I love that place. That's like one of my favorite places. I'm like,
I've never been, but I need to go.
You need to go. It's like
I love
kind of bougie, but it's all like gold and like marble and just Victorian, like but modern.
Yeah.
So that was like the biggest compliment, and I was like, my day is made. Like, okay, I know my studio's good, but so it's been like I still didn't know when I opened it. I'm like, is this am I making the right decision to do this, or should I have booth rented? Like that was kind of going in my head, but since I've had it, this will be like my 3rd year, which is crazy already. I know it's been the right decision for me, like personally and financially, like, cause like it's mine and I don't have a big overhead where I have to like pay all this money or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I bought the shed.
Yeah.
Which that was an investment, but
Right.
now it's mine and I can move it like wherever. And my friends and I talk about like when I'm like 60 years old, I'm going to have like a cool hangout spot, like, you know, wherever.
I love that. Yeah. Just redesign it.
Yeah. Like repaint it,
Yeah.
like, you know, whenever, like I can like make it how I want it.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
know in my heart, it's been the biggest stepping stone and the best stepping stone for myself and my business.
Mm-hmm.
And I did notice like when I went from my bedroom to my studio that it was like a step up professionally, and I did get more business because it's like I had a separate space
Yes.
that wasn't like my bedroom, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that helped a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
And now my future goal is I want to have a bigger studio
For
and
sure.
offer like more of like I mean, I do massages and facials now, but I want it just to be like you're walking into a spa experience and so relaxed. And I have all these like decorating ideas, so I want to bring that to life. But I know I will get there because it was the right timing and a lot of prayers for my shed. Now 3 years in, I'm already outgrowing the space in a little bit, like not necessarily, but for me, I want to offer like more. And like,
Yeah.
if I had a bigger studio, and I'm thinking like buying a bigger house where I can live there and have my studio, but still keep it separate.
Like, are you think like having a house and then having like a separately built studio like outside of the house, or are you thinking about having them connected to each other?
I think maybe connected to each other.
Okay.
Or I did look at a house actually in Warsaw, but
Just recently?
it was in December.
Okay.
But they will not go down on the price. And
Is the market still kind of...
it's really high
Yeah.
right now, and which I get, you know, but it was honestly the perfect setup because all the for right now in my life.
Yeah.
I'm 32, so just so you guys know, but all the bedrooms were upstairs. So downstairs it had 2 big living rooms with huge windows.
We love natural light.
Yeah, so like I was thinking in my head, and my dad went with me, and like I knew the realtor and he was seeing my vision, but one of the living rooms could have been the makeup room. And then it had 2 separate rooms downstairs. So one was like could be a massage room. And then another room I was thinking could be for another esthetician to rent out.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
So we could like do a bigger party of like women, like a girls' day, and do massages, facials.
Ooh, fun.
So I had all this in my head, but they wouldn't go down on the price, and I feel like I was kind of angry about it, but I know like that's not the right it wasn't the right time. So that's okay too.
Yeah.
You know, that's okay because I just in September of last year I left my full-time job.
Yes, which, oh my gosh, I was so happy because the last time I went to you for services, you were like, I need to leave. I want to leave. I think the universe is just pushing me in that direction. And when you announced that, I was like, yes,
I know.
I'm so happy for her.
Oh, thank you. It was like, so at my job, at Zimmer Biomet, I was in packaging, which wasn't hard at all. And I loved my work family. But last year was my 11th year there.
Wow,
and
you were there for a really long time.
Yeah,
then.
like I kind of like grew up there in my early 20s, and just like, which it was, I'm thankful that I worked there because it was a very good job and I made good money. I had good vacation time.
Yeah, it was stable for the time being. It was like what you needed for the time being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but I just knew last year in my heart, I'm like, if I want to grow my business, I can't be working like essentially 2 jobs, like
that's
working
what it
full
is.
time. And then I work till 3 p.m. and not every night, but a lot of nights through the week. Then I would take clients like after that 4 p.m. or later. I knew I would have a long day, but when I was in my studio, like all those worries would go away because I was so happy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is what I need to do. And so I set myself up, and I just, like I said, I knew in my heart and my gut, like, if I don't go for it now, when am I going to go for it? Like,
Right.
when I have X amount of money or X amount of goals, like, no, I just need to do it.
Yeah, just got to rip off the Band-Aid.
Yes. And I left on good terms, and my supervisor was so nice, and he was like, if you ever need a job, just call me. So like that made me feel
that's
really
sweet.
good.
Yeah.
So I left in September of last year, like before my birthday. So it was kind of like a birthday celebration.
Happy birthday. Yeah, I love that.
But it's been the best decision, honestly. Like, and yeah, like some weeks, you know, when you're working for yourself, you're not as busy, but I'm just like, you know what? Like, I'm enjoying this and I'm making it work, and I'm continuing to grow my business, which was the next step that I needed to do for myself.
Yeah.
And, it's just been the biggest blessing. So I'm really happy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm like, I needed to do that. So.
Oh, for sure. I am so proud of you, honestly.
Thank you.
Like when you left your job, I was like, yes. And then I've seen you thriving ever since.
Thank you.
I'm sure that your business has picked up now that you do have open availability going on. It's like you don't really realize like how much those, you know, corporate jobs like really hold you back from your potential.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I talked to you about this when I saw you last, but I had a full-time office job just to stabilize myself too.
Yeah.
I did the same thing as you for a while. I was only at it for 5 years as opposed to the 11 that you were at yours, but it was at least a job for the time being. It was a 9-to-5 job. It paid pretty well. I sat in an office. I answered phones. I did bookkeeping for an electric company.
Yeah.
And it was nice, but it just didn't like... it wasn't it. Like
it didn't fulfill you.
Yeah, it's like it's like I wasn't happy there necessarily. I wasn't like content by any means. I was just doing it for a paycheck at that point in time, and I'm pretty sure that's probably what it boiled down to eventually. Yes. And one year I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. It's fine. And it's like, and then now all of your availability just opens up, and you do silently freak out in your head a little bit.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
You're like, do I really want to take this plunge?
Yeah.
It's like, am I going to get the amount of clients that I need to sustain myself? But
right. Exactly.
It all ends up working out though.
It does. And I was worried about that because, for 2 years, last year, my studio was open. So everyone in the area knew I was only available like late afternoon or evenings or on the weekends. So I was like, am I going to get any morning appointments? You know what I mean? But then I guess I didn't think about it, but a lot of people like work from home now
and have flexible
and
schedules
have
now.
so many flexible schedules. So honestly, like during the week, it's different every week, but I do have more morning appointments usually than evenings,
right?
Which is cool for me too. Cause I'm like, I would rather be busy all day and then have my evenings to like go to the gym or go do what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I was just like, wow, like I thought maybe I wouldn't be busy, but I have been. And when you open up that availability, like you're going to get booked. You just have to promote yourself and just be like, hey, like today I'm going to make a post. Like I have some availability tomorrow and Sunday. And if nobody picks it up, that's fine. But usually like people will book it because they're like, oh, I have availability that day too. Yeah. So it's just really cool to see how it all has worked out. And it's just a very good feeling. So
yeah,
I love it.
No. And then that's why I'm saying though too, is like, you're one of the best people at marketing. And I also think too that it does help that you have that she shed because it makes you unique out of all of the rest of the people in this area. Like I don't know anybody else that does that sort of thing, that has like a separate building that's like not a rental studio.
Right.
Because I mean, you can obviously, you know, booth rent, or you can go in like another maybe like corporate like office rental space or something.
Right.
I've seen estheticians do that before, but it's just really unique that you actually have a legitimate she shed that you converted into your studio. And that's actually one of the main selling points that drew me to you too.
Thank you.
Because I personally wanted to see it in person. Like I just wanted to witness it. I'm like, okay, I see this on Instagram, but like I need to go see this in person
and see what it looks like.
Like I need to witness it. Yeah, I was like, I need to witness it firsthand. It's just really nice because then you can do like all sorts of things to it.
Yeah.
You can design it however you want to. You can change it up whenever you want
Yeah.
to. It's nice. I like the customization of it.
I do too.
Yeah.
And one thing that I've been doing this year is little girls' birthday parties in my
You're
studio.
so good at that, though. You just have these little cute like events all the time, and I love it.
It just melts my heart. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like, I wish when I was little, like I think like Libby Lou was at the mall, like where you could go and get your makeup done. I don't know if people remember that, but I never got to go, like, because we were always busy when we were at the mall. But I'm like, how fun would this have been when me and my sister were younger and our friends? But I just kind of like, you know, I don't do a lot of makeup on the girls because they're younger, usually like 6, 7, 8, 9, or however old, you know, the group is. But I have like lemonade for them and like some type of snack, and I let the moms bring like cupcakes or cake for them. And sometimes the moms will like paint their nails while I'm doing makeup just to like keep them occupied. But it's just like, I just had one a few weeks ago and it just melts my heart because I'm like, I know like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, and they like little girls, they think you're the coolest person ever. So it's just like makes you feel good to like, oh, thanks. You know what I mean?
Like you're like their role model.
Yeah.
For the timing. It's like, oh, she really knows how to do this. This is so fun.
Yeah.
I get to play with adult makeup.
Yeah. And like, you know, they talk about makeup and stuff, and a lot of younger girls know a lot about makeup now
and skincare. They're so into skincare.
They were like talking about that. I'm like, oh my god.
Have you been on that train? I fell down a rabbit hole one day and it was not okay.
I know. I actually did too. Like, I'm like, this is crazy, but it's just so cute to see like them having fun and like my last little party I had, they were like making TikToks in my studio. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is it, you know, like this is filling my cup up, you know. So, and it's different than bridal and like everything. So it's fun to offer like some different services and just go for it. And I feel like I'm following the dream. And with not working full time this year, my goal is like everything I want to say yes to, I'm going to, because I didn't have that opportunity before. Because when I was working full time, it's like, well, I probably shouldn't say yes to this bride because what if I'm mandated that weekend to work, or you know what I mean? Like I always felt that like tug, like I can't say yes to everything. But now this year I'm like, yeah, like if I want to do it, I'm going to say yes to it. So that's just a really... Because
you're like 100% in control of your own schedule and your own decisions. And that's nice.
It's so nice. And like my family jokes like, how is it to be retired? I'm like, I'm not retired.
It's like I work every single day. What are you talking about?
I'm busy like a lot of the days, but then sometimes days I'm not. I'm like, this is my day off, you know. But like it's just been a big blessing to like be able to say yes to everything this year that I want to do, and not feel bad or like in the back of my head like, should I have said no? But I feel like it's just been a good year so far.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm incredibly happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's why I like catching up with your little Instagram stories. I'm like, yes. I was like, she's out here. She's killing it. She has all these clients today. This is amazing.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah, no, I love the fact that you do branch out in all the rest of your services, though. Every single time you host like kids' birthday parties or just little like events. I know that you've also done like your vision board class or like a time where you guys can all like come together and just make vision boards together. Like, all right, bring some magazines or like pictures or inspo and we can all just create vision boards together. I'm like, that's so fun.
Yes, I did that. Well, I've done that like every year for the past like, I would say 4 years, like visually making a vision board. Like every year I write down a goals sheet like on paper and hang it up in my room. This year it's in my bathroom, so every time I'm like getting ready I can like see it. I also journal too. And that has been so cool to like, I have like 3 journals I've filled, and I journal like once a week, sometimes like more than that, but I kind of write down how I'm feeling or like who I want to like pray for at the time or something. But it's been cool to like, my sister and I were looking back at them to see my journey from like 2021. I had written down like, and this was crazy. Like I just opened it randomly and read it when we were doing my vision boards this year. And it was in 2021 and it said, I want to have an ad at the movie theater for myself, for my business.
Yeah.
And I opened that. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I did do that at our theater in Warsaw.
Oh, did you really?
I put an ad up in last December and I paid for it for like 3 months for advertising.
Okay.
But when we were in that class, I opened up and I read that. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like,
it's like that came true.
It came true. Yeah.
That's so cool.
My sister was like, everything you write down comes to life. I'm like, I don't know about that, but at least she's
like, a magician.
Yeah. I'm like, it's out in the universe that you want to make that happen. So in the right timing, it will.
Yeah. I'm a full believer of manifestation.
Me too. Mm-hmm. Me too.
Yeah. Whoever thinks that's fake, it's not.
It's not. It's so real. Mm-hmm. And like only your mind and yourself can keep you from what you want to do.
Yeah.
So you can actually really follow that dream. You just have to work hard.
Oh yeah. A lot of it's very mental.
It is. And sometimes I'm even like that. Like I'll like catch myself, like I'm not perfect or anything. Like I'll catch myself saying like, I'm never going to get a bigger studio. Like, and then I'm like, Haley, you already got the studio. Like,
yeah, you've already done so much. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like, it's just, you know, little comments try to get to you, but then I'm like, no, like I'm not going to let that eat at me. So it's just, and then that's a lot of times when I'll journal, like I'm feeling this way, but I know I can do it. I've done everything else that I've put my mind to. Mm-hmm. So this is another big one that I'm going to do. So that's been nice.
Yeah. It's nice to have, I don't want to call them coping mechanisms, but I guess just something along the same lines, and something that you can do, like a healthy outlet to really motivate yourself, because we do get down on ourselves a lot of the time. I feel like we do it all though, as solo business owners. It's like we are the social media marketers, we are the, advertisers, and we do all the accounting and the bookkeeping. Yeah. We do the physical labor too. And it's just really hard. And so I feel like having, just like some sort of motivation to get yourself more in the right headspace is definitely essential.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So when you have like your journaling as an outlet, and just, I always have like little tiny notes to myself too, all over the place. That's like motivational quotes or something that I've seen. I sometimes watch those really cheesy YouTube videos that are like, you are enough. Yeah. You are great.
I watch like Instagram videos too of that. Like, there's this guy and he's always like, you're it, and you're doing everything you need to be doing, and then he'll like go like this. Yes. So it's just like, okay, I got this.
It's like, I got
when
this.
You see it.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
It's my own little TED talk for the morning or something.
I love
like that. I feel embarrassed for myself, but at the same time it does help. So I'm like, okay, do what you need to do,
Yeah. No, that's good. I like that you do that. That's really good.
Yeah. And then I meditate in the morning and everything too, especially if I'm feeling really stressed too.
Yeah. That's good to have a moment for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's important to have different outlets like that though, and healthy outlets.
Yeah. One thing I will say too, if you're a makeup artist or in the industry, like always try to like make a day for yourself each week.
Yes.
Like for example, this week I blocked off my whole schedule on Wednesday. One, it's going to be really hot and I'm just going to like be in the pool all afternoon.
Oh,
and
that sounds amazing.
I'm doing that for myself this week. I'm like, I'm not booking any clients.
That's so important.
Because I know I'll have like a busier weekend. So I'm like, I know my body and my mind will need that day for myself. And, a couple of my friends might come over, but I always kind of do that each week, like have a day where I'm not to be lazy, but like I have a day where I can just like lounge around and like do something for myself. So that's very important. So
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important to have either the self-care days or just days to set aside for yourself. And I think that's one of the main issues that I have, and probably a lot of other people have too, that are in business for themselves. It's like, we don't know when to stop.
Yeah. I am like that too sometimes. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm doing too much, you know?
Yeah. Or you feel like you're lazy if you don't do it. But it's like, we don't have to actually be busy all the time. And in fact, that's not really healthy for our mind or our bodies.
No. Usually like Sunday nights are kind of my night, or if I'm busy that day, then I'll pick like another night. But I like to do like my self-care Sunday nights, and I like to lay on my couch and like watch a show.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't really do that a lot during the week. I mean, sometimes in the evenings, but that's when I'm like, that's my reset for myself. And I know sometimes that's hard for women because there's a lot of like pressure and responsibilities for us. And like, I don't have children, but I know if you have kids, and that's hard. But I just feel like moms need to really communicate that with their partner or family, like, hey, I need a day, or like, I need 4 hours to myself.
Yeah.
Because mentally it just really makes you feel better and perform better.
Yeah.
So I'm always like very strong about that. Like, women need that time to themselves just mentally. So
see, girls grow.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's extremely important. Yeah, just to have those times.
And I feel like that's talked about more now in our generation than in the past. So I think that's good. And another thing I do for myself, my sister and I, we go on a trip every year. A sister trip.
Yes. I was so jealous of you last year. I was living vicariously through Haley.
Yeah, last year was like a big trip, and we went to Paris and Italy, like 2 places in Italy. So that was amazing. And I cried in Paris because I've always wanted to see the Eiffel Tower.
I'm sure it's beautiful too.
It is. And like, since middle school, I've wanted to see like the Eiffel Tower. So when we saw it at night light up, I cried. I'm like, this is everything.
I've done that while looking at oceans or something.
Yeah, me too.
It's so pretty.
I love it.
And it's just so emotional.
It is. It makes all the hard work that you're doing. I guess you should always have something to look forward to.
It makes it worth it.
And it's like, okay, I'm working every weekend in June and July, but I'm going on my sister trip. That's just one thing, like, I don't know, that I look forward to every year. And I guess it's like, I grew up with my family going on vacation. So that's important to me that I make time for that. I know not everybody is able to do that. And I'm very grateful. And that's why I'm willing to work so hard. And this year it's just like a big blessing because I'm like, I'm not tied down to like a full work schedule, like full time. I can like, oh yeah, I'm going to block 3 days off this week and go here.
Isn't that so nice?
It's so nice. I'm like, who am I? Sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? You can do it. Like, it's hard and you think you can't, but you can get to that point where you're like, I remember like knowing I wanted to do this and now I'm doing it. So it's just really cool that it's special.
Thank you so much for dedicating your time to this. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. I feel so like special that you asked me to be on here. So thank you.
Anytime.
Thank you.
You're welcome.